what army?
Run for your life! I'll cover you!
Now I'm going to give a little inspirational game off to the right here of the screen over John, and this is the game Greco versus No Name, and it shows an ideal attacking situation when you have that pawn structure as white, c3, d4, e5, and I was thinking of that during this game.
All right, ready when you are, sir. All right. Have a good game. Sounds good to me. Go. Oh.
I had opened with 1 c4. John responded with 1 e6 as black. I played 2 knight c3, hoping to get into some sort of English. But we end up with a pawn structure where I have the pawns on c3, d4, e5. And it's interesting because I started thinking about a kingside attack even at this early stage of the game once we achieve that pawn structure. If he castles kingside, I'll have the bishops looking over to that side of the board. Here, he's kind of wasted his tempo by capturing with the bishop, and it just helps me build that pawn structure that I want. We are playing a blitz game where each of us has 5 minutes per side. In subsequent games, after each game I would win, I would subtract a minute from my clock time.
Such a weird position.
This move, knight g to e7, isn't the best place for that knight. It does help him attack the center, though, so there are pros and cons to every move. I play my knight out to f3. The next move I have planned, as long as he doesn't disrupt it, is to go bishop d3 and castle kingside, get my king out of the center of the board. So when the fight starts, I can aim at his king, which is still in the center of the board, and if he dissolves the center of the board, this will help me attack his king. The pawns c3, d4, e5 are a pawn chain, and pawn chains are weak at their base. So that, in this case, that would be c3 for me. I just pointed out how the bishop from c1 looks all the way over to h6. I get a bishop to d3. It'll be hitting h7. There'll be a knight that can go over there, and the queen can fly over there really quickly. The pawns are basically the skeletons of chess. They're the skeletal system. The pieces are the muscles. They do all the lifting. But they depend upon the structure, the skeleton. Here, John's attacked my d4. And again, I want to get my king out of the center before the shenanigans start. If we assess the position, I do have better development, and I'm about to have better king safety as well. John plays a good move there. He develops his knight on the queen side, but I do get my king out of the center, so if the center dissolves, I should be more easily able to target his king, which is in the center of the board. Here, John changes the pawn structure by exchanging on d4, and I'm not too worried about that. He's opening up more lines for my pieces. Bishop d7, that's the problem piece in this kind of position, like in the dragon or the French. The bishop doesn't have very much scope, so if you can exchange that piece off, you'll be doing good. If it remains out of play, you're essentially playing a piece down. Now he's trying to dissolve the pawn on c5, but I'm going to use my dark squared bishop to try and target that a3 to f8 diagonal and create some problems for John. I have more space, better development, and a safer king, so I should expect to have a sizable advantage in such a position. John finally castles kingside, and this gives me an attack. I've sacrificed the bishop on h7. I get the knight to g5, which is not protected by a bishop on c1. The idea is if he goes king g6, I go queen g4, and there's all sorts of threats that could happen. I've got the pawn on e5 that causes problem. King g8 is just going to lose immediately, though. It's all over but the shouting, as my friend John Ducharme used to say when I lived in Western Mass. He was a great guy, and probably really the only chess coach I ever had. But he used to like to say that. It's all over but the shouting.
There's no way out of this.
Not now.
I still didn't have any way out of it.
Yeah, because this is coming in.
Yeah.
If you do something like this.
There are many ways to wrap this game up now in this position. What I'm showing at the board here probably isn't the best, to be honest. But I mean, it's 7 ways a Sunday, 6 ways a Sunday, however you want to term it. It's over.
Come back this way. And you just come over
So
here
this
and
game
grab
was
it.
5 minutes each side. In the next game, I will have 4 minutes against John's 5. That'll be part 2.
Even then, there's all sorts of stuff going
Yeah, I
on.
was in trouble.
All right, kill him, keep him.
That was definitely good trap. Nice trap.